Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group. What I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here is the 2024 Toyota Crown. We'll look at the exterior, some of the stuff on the inside, and then go for a spin around to see what it's like out on the road. Okay, so now we're behind the wheel of the 24 Toyota Crown, and it's running. It's in EV mode, so it is dead silent in here. Now, this is a hybrid platform, so it's not a plug-in hybrid. This isn't a PHEV. This is just gonna regenerate as you drive around. Now, why am I holding my cell phone? That's because we've got wireless charging here and a wireless Apple CarPlay system. You can also use Android Auto in here. This screen is awesome. It is very responsive. It's a lightning fast screen that works very well. I've got my Google Maps, Spotify, all my good stuff in here. And then we also have a full digital display on the other side. So let's go for a spin around and we'll touch on that stuff a little bit more. Now, as you hear, just a little bit of the electric whine from the motor as we take off here is it's in EV mode as we do have a little bit of charge. Now, what's cool is it just transitioned back to the 2.5 liter gas engine. It was seamless. You barely even notice outside of the little light on the dash changing. That's pretty cool. I've driven a few vehicles where it's maybe not quite as easy or as smooth when it does change between the EV and this, but after cruising around in the crowd a little bit, it's pretty cool. Now, there's three different trim levels. You're gonna have your XLE, your Limited, and then there's going to be the Platinum. Now, the Platinum will have a different powertrain from the XLE and the Limited. The one we have here is the 2.5 liter four-cylinder, and this is gonna have 3 electric motors driving this one. Now, what does that mean in terms of fuel economy and real-world usability? You're gonna be looking at about 42 mpg in the city and about 41 mpg on the highway. So this one, comparing it with the Platinum, which goes to the 2.4 turbo, it's down almost 100 horsepower, but it's up about 10 mpg overall. So if you're looking for the best possible fuel economy, I think this is the one you're gonna wanna look at. Now, that being said, if I put my foot down, it winds up and goes right away. That's one of the coolest things about the electric or hybrid powertrains is that they give you instant power and torque when you need it. So another 100 horsepower from that turbocharged engine, I would imagine would be pretty quick and a lot of fun to drive. Now, what about the ride and drive? This one does have an added package into here, so this does add these really cool 21-inch wheels. It's kind of a dark chrome finish, and with the gray on the exterior, this thing does look really cool. And you'd think 21-inch wheels on my Toyota Sedan, that would be unheard of 10 years ago, but the ride and drive is silent. It's comfortable. Now, what's cool about the Crown is it does have a little bit higher of a ride height. So you're not kind of falling into it like maybe a Camry or an Avalon where it's a little bit lower. You simply just step into the vehicle. It's a great height and it cruises over all these potholes and road choices, and it doesn't really make any noise on the road. Especially now that I'm in EV mode, it's extremely comfortable. So the seated position in here is awesome. Visibility is good. That back windshield does slope down quite a bit, but this one does have blind spot monitoring. It's got an adaptive cruise control system. It's got emergency braking in here. So there's a lot of nannies that are able to keep an eye out. Maybe if you can't see quite around a corner or anything like that, you can also turn all those off. So if you're someone who doesn't want some of that technology, you can just go right into the menu and shut that stuff off. But just know when it is there, it is very helpful and useful when you're on the go. Now, interior comfort-wise, these seats are pretty awesome. They're gonna be heated as well. With this package, you are gonna have the ventilated seats, and you have a 2-level heated steering wheel. So that is extremely comfortable as well. It's a little bit cooler today, so when I got in, I had the heated seats going, I had the heated steering wheel on, and I can tell you that is a game changer, especially for the Minnesota wintertime. That is a pretty cool feature, and definitely one I would put on the list if you're looking at the Crown. But I mean, besides that, interior comfort-wise, you have this small little shift-by-wire system. So you simply just kick it over, drop it down into drive, and that's how you select the mode. Click it forward for reverse, and then there's just a little button here you tap for park. What that all means is it frees up a bunch of storage space here. You have the cup holders, I've got 2 USB-C chargers, and then, like I said, my wireless charging. Now, one other thing that's pretty cool is there's a little camera view button. So when you're stopped or when you're going slowly, you can click that camera, and this has the full 360 surround view. So that will show you out front, out of the sides. It also does kind of a 360 spin around. So if you're trying to see maybe the kids left some stuff in the garage or you got a tight parking spot, that is a pretty cool feature. And then obviously when you kick it in reverse, you get the standard backup camera with the 360 look as well. So with this infotainment system, you also get the JBL sound system. So that will be an upgrade from the base model, and this Limited does get the panoramic sunroof. That is pretty cool, especially with the all black interior. It certainly opens it up in here, and I think it is maybe one of those things along with the heated steering wheel that I would like in my Toyota Crown. Now there also is a dual climate control in here, and then as well there is going to be some vents and USB charging for the rear passengers. So those seats in the back also are going to be heated on this particular Limited model, and they do fold. So in the trunk I left kind of a big box in there so you could see how much room you had. You could easily throw some golf clubs in there, you could go to the course, put 4 people in the car, and everyone is going to be very comfortable. This is a very spacious sedan that almost feels like an SUV. It's weird because the competition for this isn't going to be the standard Toyota, Honda, or maybe Mazda. It's going to be more Audi, Mercedes, and BMW. So it really competes outside of its class because of its luxury and comfort. If I would have told you a few years ago that I was driving a Toyota Crown, most people would have no idea what it is. Even the Avalon seems like I'd reach away from the Toyota Camry, but I'm just amazed at how comfortable and how luxurious this car feels for the money. Now let's talk about pricing for a minute. Now this Limited with the added package in here is going to come in just over $50,000 for the MSRP. Yes, it can go up a little bit if you're looking at the Platinum, and it can go down a little if you were looking at the XLE model. All of them are going to come standard with the all-wheel drive, and another thing is that they all are going to come standard with the heated seats and this great infotainment display. Now, what about the exterior styling? Obviously, the Crown comes in a bunch of really cool colors. There's different wheel options you can get, as well as a few different interior options. But I mean, I think the gray does look really good. Like I said, with those 21-inch wheels, that would be part of the added package as well. But I didn't really notice any suffering from having the larger wheel with the smaller tire. I think it's the ride height of the Crown definitely helps it out quite a bit. So you can hear, as I put my blinker on, if I start to inch forward just a little bit, it sees that cross traffic is coming, and it will notify me to pay attention and not to pull out into traffic. So that's one of those little safety features with the Toyota system that's going to help you out if maybe you can't, like I said, see around the corner quite right, or if maybe you're not paying attention for a second, that is certainly going to help you there. Now this model also will get the ease of entry seat. So like I said, these seats are really comfortable, and when you get out of the car, it will slide back, and there's going to be 2 memory seats in here. Plus you do have the exterior folding mirrors. So when you lock the vehicle, those will tuck in nicely. Now on our digital display here, the digital gauge cluster, you can use the left side controller here to go through and see a lot of menu, whether that's your radio or where the charge is going from the battery pack to the drive wheels, or just seeing your total MPG and your range, that kind of stuff, and that EV mode. So there is a button down here that you can click, which would put you into the EV mode exclusively if you saved up enough of that battery pack. So it'll give you a total range on the right side. It could show me I have 110 miles left based on my gas and fuel and the average fuel economy that I'm getting. I like that there's also kind of a gold accent that runs through. It's on the door handles, on some of the door trim here, through the center of the dash. That does add a very nice, classy look to it, and it really, like I said, feels more Lexus than Toyota. There's a lot of creature comforts in here, and for the money, yes, $50,000 is a lot of money when looking at a vehicle, but if you're comparing it against things like that Audi or that BMW, you're getting a ton of equipment for the money, plus you get the reliability of the Toyota vehicles. You know they're going to go on the road for hundreds of thousands of miles, and this 2.5 liter is a great engine and platform, and Toyota's kind of found that hybrids is the way of the future, and I think you're going to be finding these in a lot more vehicles to come. So overall, what do I think? Now that I've been driving around this afternoon, I was blown away. The Toyota Crown is kind of a weird one. Not a lot of people know what it is, but I think if you're looking for a luxury sedan, something that's going to get you 42 miles per gallon on the highway, it's going to give you wireless Apple CarPlay, heated and ventilated seats, plus some pretty great exterior styling, I think you have to put the Toyota Crown on your list for something to get out, take for a spin, and see what you think. So that was just a quick look and drive in the 24 Toyota Crown. Now, if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive for yourself, you can visit us online at walsertoyota.com or stop by anytime. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.